intros. Chris Bose is a writer, musician, and multidisciplinary artist hailing from Kamloops, BC. A member of the Nlaka'pamux and Secwepemc Nations, Chris has been a professional storyteller for almost 30 years. His work has been published in a variety of publications and exhibited in galleries. He has also shared traditional stories at schools, festivals, and cultural events across Canada. Russell Wallace is a composer, producer from the Nlaka'pamux Nation in Canada and composes music for film, dance, and theater. He's also here with his colleagues, Emerson, Cassidy, and Sam. And finally, Graham Howe with Howe Sound is a producer, musician, and plays the trumpet too. His style is trip-hop, acid jazz, and break beats. Now, one thing that before I turn it over to Chris, Russell, and Graham is that Chris has a couple of upcoming events on Tuesday, April the 15th. You can learn more about songwriting and recording with Chris in the Montebano Theatre from 6 to 8 p.m. And on April 22nd from 6:30 to 8, we're going to be screening an NFB film called If Only I Were an Indian. And so Chris will do a Q&A about that. It's a really interesting film. So without further ado, over to Chris, Russell, and Graham.
Hello. Hello. Wait, Christian Squetched, Cookstechum, everyone for being here. My name is Chris Bose. I'm from Nlaka'pamux and Secwepemc territory. And I'm honored to be here down in Squamish and Tsleil-Waututh and Musqueam territories. I got my Dorothy shoes on, so if I get scared today, I can tap them 3 times. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. And poof, disappear back up to Kamloops and my coyote den. I'd like to introduce Russell and his crew. They're going to come up and sing a couple of songs for us. So let's give them a hand.
Hello. Hello. I think we're loud enough.
Okay.
At least my shirt is loud enough. I'm just loud. Hafwa'ala, Chuayal, Hasquayal, Tanse, Sego, Aloha, Hola, Bonjour, Hadi, hello, Konnichiwa. Yeah, we're going to sing a couple of songs. The first song we're going to sing is a Lilwat welcome song. So. It refers to the Salish moon, which is happening right now. So yeah, it's the moon where things are kind of opening up, like in the trees, all the blossoms are coming out, and so yeah, so this is Moon of Open Hands. Thank you. Got one more song, but we need you to sing with us. Can you sing with us?
Sure, try.
I can't hear you. What?
Yes.
I can't hear you over my shirt. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is a traveling song. I'll lead it and then we'll go down. Oh, actually, I should introduce you. I'm a bad host. Okay, so this is Emerson Jestrin beside me, and she's from her grandmother is from Haplip, which is the same community as my mom. So like we're, you know, probably distantly related, I guess. So we're both in Statlian. And beside her is Cassidy Jestrin, who is also from Statlian Haplip territory. And at the end is Sam DeBruson, who's a colleague and friend, and I think he's from Red Deer. I didn't have to say that, but yeah, so this is a traveling song, and we'll go down the line. Everybody will get a chance to do a lead. So maybe I'll have this group do a lead, and then this group do a lead. Is that okay? All right. So I'll do it a couple of times, and then yeah, and then just join in when you got the melody. It comes to me.
Chris Jetchum. Thank you, guys. That sounded amazing. One more time. Let's go. Ooh, it's a tough act to follow, let me tell you. Wish me luck. Wish me luck.
What did God have to say?
Hmm?
What did he have to say?
He can answer that.
What's that?
What were you having them sing?
Revolution and
Love. Morning, dawn, love, everything. Positive vibes.
yeah, it's just a traveling song, so to basically like less of traveling, I guess. Beginning of a journey.
Safe journey. Ay. I don't know what to say now. Oh my God. All right, well, I'm going to just give you a little information, a little spiel. I don't know if I got a story in me. They take about 15 minutes, and we got a little bit more time ahead. We'll see. I'll definitely read a couple poems or something too, as well, and play some songs. Okay. So again, I'm Chris. I'm from the interior, Kamloops. I got my Dorothy sneakers on. If I get scared up here, I'm gonna tap it 3 times and go home. No place like home. And yeah, I've been doing this a long time. I started self-publishing in '96 to 2000. I published 4 books because it was so hard to get published in the '90s as an Indigenous person. Like, I didn't know how, I didn't know who to talk to, I didn't know anything. I was just literally a voice in the wilderness up in Kamloops. So I learned how to use Microsoft Publisher, and I started making my own books. And I made them all different sizes. I made them really tall, so they stood out on a bookshelf from all the others. And I had one called Full Frontal Nudity, my favorite. Then I had another one, Dangerous Ideologies. Then Works in Progress, and another one called Dime Store Indians and Other Tales. And continuously, my poetry involves being urban Indigenous Indian, struggling, walking 2 different worlds, one of being home on the res, with my family and language and culture and our songs, and being on the land, which is part of storytelling. This is a nice segue. How convenient. Thank you. Thank you. So storytelling really places us, Indigenous or non-Indigenous people, on the land, right? Like, some of you are from Europe, some of you from Asia, some of you from Australia. God only knows, but it's nice to see you all. What stories do is they place us in our land. Indigenous people, we tell stories of sacred places, gathering places, spiritual places, all kinds of family, and that puts us on the land in our territory. So a lot of my stories are coyote-based stories. Scalep. Can you guys say that with me? Scalep. Oh, what was that? Scalep. There we go. One more time. One more time. All right. You got to say something 3 times before you remember it. Scalep. Mine are a lot of coyote stories because I share some, attributes with a trickster, a little shape-shifting here and there, a little joking and teasing people. So, what was that? Sounded like a little person. So a lot of my stories are trickster animal-based, right? Before humans, when it was the animals were in charge, the bears, the coyotes, the deer, the crows, the salmon, when it was a wild land, literally before humans came, right? And I don't want to get into that. That's a whole other story series I ain't bothering to get into right now because that's a lot of work. So they placed me in my own territory, right? And they're funny, they're whimsical, they're scary, they're all over the map, which is kind of like my creative writing. I learned storytelling from my grandparents, Mary Anderson, Jacob Anderson. They're from Spence's Bridge, BC. They were storytellers, and craftspeople. My granny, she made buckskin regalia. My grandpa went out and got the deer. You know, he was grandpa, spapala. That's how we say it in my language. Nlaka'pamux, spapala. 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 There we go. If I have to push my voice, so do you. So he had stories. His were kind of like mine, more funny, more like, my grandpa was the kind of guy, when we would go to town from the ranch, he'd like turn around and give us all change for ice cream or comics and stuff. Because we'd go from Spentus Bridge, the res, to Cache Creek, and, you know, we'd go, go get some ice cream, don't tell Yaya. Guess who Yaya is? Grandma, his wife, Mama. So say it with me, Yaya. 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 There we go. So she was the matriarch, you know. She was the strong hand, and she really ran things, you know. Whenever we'd go out, and we had a farm, we had a big farm, we still do. But we would go out and pick berries and cherries, and we probably ate, I know we ate more than we brought back. And she'd get mad, what are you guys doing out there? Just eating all the cherries and raspberries? Go get me a swish! Which means go get a red willow stick for your behind. And I you know, we'd always come back with this little twig. And she's like, then she'd be really mad. She's like a hen, like an angry hen, just flap her arms around, and she always wore like layers and layers of clothes, you know. Up in the interior, it's pretty damn hot. So she'd be like mad as a hen, you know, a wet hen, just, go get me a good swish, or I'll get it, and you won't like that, oh jeez. So we'd run, come back with one, right? All of us carry one, like a sacrifice. We're sorry. Then she'd get it and she'd like, whack, 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 really hard to kind of put the fear into us. And then we'd see that, and we could see the look in her eyes. And we're like, oh geez. And then we're like, I would go, because I was the oldest cousin, right? I was always one of the older ones. And all my nieces or all my cousins were younger. And I'd like, we gotta go! And we'd take off all different directions. And she wouldn't know which way to go. And so we'd climb all these cherry trees and apple trees way up as high as we could. And then she couldn't get us, right? She'd be down there, mad as a wet hen, just waving a stick at us. You can't stay up there forever. When you come down for lunch, I'll get you. And she'd smack that stick a few more times against the tree. And we're like, don't hit it 3 times, you're gonna call a Sasquatch. It's one of our stories. And then she'd go, oh, you think you know everything? And then she'd just take off down the path to the farmhouse and go back, you know, take care of breakfast or lunch or whatever. And then we'd all sit up there just eating, you know, cherries or raspberries or apples, and, you know, it'd just be running down our faces, you know, red juice. And, you know, after a good half hour or so, we'd be like, all right, let's go down. Let's go see what's going on for real food. So we'd climb down and head back to the ranch house, but all scared, right? Just like, oh, geez. Ooh. And I'd always push one of my younger cousins first. You know, just being the good big cousin, you know, I want to see what she's got. Grab that cousin, whack, whack, whack. She never caught us. You know, it was all bluster. But anyways, we would go back to the farmhouse, and under the patio or the deck of our farmhouse, we had a huge bull snake. And it was about 6 feet long and about that thick. It kept all the rattlesnakes away, because this is Spentus Bridge. It's pretty bloody hot, and there's lots of rattlers up there. So, again, me being the kind, polite cousin, I'd shove one of my little cousins first, just to test the snake's reflexes. They'd trip and fall and cry. That would bring Yaya out, kick open the barn or the patio door. What's going on here? Again, poof, we'd all take off in different directions. There was 2 other doors we'd go into. One into the kitchen and then one into the dining room. We'd all run in there, just like grab as much food as we could, and then poof, take off back into the bush and hide and just eat lunch. And you could hear her just clucking away. Why are you guys coming back? You can bring back some of that food or you don't come back till nighttime. We would just laugh. All right, yeah, love you, bye. And we'd go hide again. And then that little cousin who I would make the sacrifice would always be super treated. They'd get ice cream and, jam and pie, because that was the gift of the sacrifice. So I may have seemed mean, I may have seemed like I didn't care, but I was actually setting them up for a nice reward. So, I did it out of love. This is because I love you. Thump, 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 thump. And yeah, so that was like a day in the life of the ranch, when we were kids. This is in the last century, in the 70s. I feel like a vampire now. It was in the last century. So yeah, there's a little story for you, hey? Placed me on the land, placed me with my family, placed me not so much with culture, but, the swish, that represents culture. So yeah, there you go. There's a little story. I got millions of them. I've been playing music and writing books since 1986, touring. I got a real do-it-yourself punk rock attitude, obviously, with my classically trained hair and vocals and songs that I'm going to sing for you. I've got my colleague Graham Howe at the back from Howe Sound Music. That chap right there. Let's give him a hand. Woo! He's going to accompany me, and I'm going to let him do some stuff. What I'm going to do is read you a few poems, then we're going to take a break. I'm going to do some break dancing right here for you guys, old 80s school style. I'm going to need someone to spin my legs, because I can't spin like I used to. I'll try to do the worm, try to do like the Michael Jackson backward slide. A couple other tricks like that fine Australian woman a couple years ago at the Olympics. I call it the raptor. So I'll do some of that for you. Up here, I have a fine selection of books for you, for your perusal. If you'd like to purchase one, please let me know. I got you. They're $25 each, but it's negotiable. And we'll take salmon. All right? I'm open to salmon. Hey, this is the place to be. This first one here is A Moon Made of Copper, with the artwork done by a fabulous up-and-coming young Indigenous artist, Bracken Canus Cornet. And then the middle one is Coyote Crazy Forever. That's my newest book. And then the red one is called Nshaitkin, which means those who came before us. So fabulous books. I recommend all three. I'll give you a deal for all three. Not one, but two, but three. We'll get you a deal, okay? I don't take cards unless you give me your PIN number. Then sure, I'll take a card. Or if you want, I'll take your birth date, social insurance number. That's as good as cash right there. So I got you covered, folks. So I'll read a couple poems from A Moon Made of Copper. Ooh, that was my lounge voice. All right, so I used to play this game called bingo poetry. Because, Indigenous people, God, we love bingo, I used to call bingo on my res, be the announcer or the number caller. And you don't mess around with that, okay? You will get in so much trouble. Because I'm a jokey kind of guy, hey, what? And all the elders would be like, numbers. Jeez. Okay, B12. I learned real quick, don't mess with the bingo. But sometimes I was touring a lot, pre-COVID I'd be on the road 150 days a year, across Canada, all over the world, singing, dancing, breakdancing, all kinds of things. I do a really mean burlesque show. That'll be happening soon too. Definitely come out for that, I'll be like taking it off the layers. I usually come with about 10 layers, so you don't actually get to see some skin. Maybe my belly button, but that's about it, okay? So here, I'm going to read a couple poems from here. This book is really dark. I don't know why I'm starting with this one. God! I wrote this one, I think, in 2014 or 16 or something. I was on the road touring lots. And jaded, tired, you know, like, that's when the living your dream becomes a friggin' nightmare because you're like non-stop touring, and it's a lot of waiting. Touring is like a lot of, hey, hurry up! Okay, now wait. You gotta wait a bit. Okay, maybe go have a nap and come back in an hour. You know, so it's tough. So anyways, I'm gonna find something that's appropriate for all people of all ages, okay? All right, here's one. This one's about fasting. So this is a ceremonial thing. This is like when you go up on the mountain for a vision, right? You can go up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 10 days, as long as you want. No food, no water. You get tea at the end of the day, but you have to build an altar and you have to make all this stuff. And you're going there for clarity. Another reason why people go is to give of themselves for someone they love. And my mom had cancer, and I went up there to pray for her to get rid of the cancer. And damn! That old cat's beaten it twice. She's gonna outlive me, for gosh sakes. She's meaner than an angry coyote, that woman. Oh my goodness. So this one's about that. See you there. Day 4, 6:42 p.m.-ish. The land is flat in eastern Montana. I tell you this, in case you've never been there. When a storm comes down, the sky can be clear blue to the east, dark and forbidding to the west. It was day 4. After the fast, we were nearly the last to leave. We helped clean the arbor. It was absolutely fucking miraculous. The sun had beaten down hard on us for 4 days, and as soon as it was over, as the last dancer left the arbor, the sky grew dark. Day 3. Waking on the 3rd day, I got my ceremonies wrong. Whoops. Crawling out of the teepee, seeing the morning mist envelop the arbor, the teepee stretching for the clear blue sky, the chill of dawn in the prairies. Hearing my uncle laugh behind me. You were still dancing in your sleep, nephew! Ha ha ha! Day 4. We met this one Indian guy from Washington State. I can't exactly remember where. His ride, his war pony had broken down on a straight stretch of highway, where a car can look so small, so insignificant, so vulnerable, especially when a prairie storm is coming down, all dark and purple like bruises. We stopped because we knew him. We'd just been through 4 days of sweat, blood, and starvation with him. Before that, we'd been with him in Bear Butte. I remember helping dig a pit for him for his 4 days on the mountain. It would be a dishonor to not help him. He stood over the engine of his pony, his car, as it leaked precious green lifeblood from the radiator. He laughed, told us not to worry. It was apparent he was not supposed to leave that day. We all had a nervous laugh and went our separate ways. We were digging his pit, which suspiciously looked like a grave in the side of Bear Butte. Pick and shovel, pick and shovel, pick, through the limestone, the earth, the sweat, the ticks. Letting someone else take over, I sat there hypnotized on the side of the mountain, watching golden eagles swoop down, grabbing, snatching, gripping, ripping at rabbits and gophers. He came over and told me why we were digging a pit, how he got his pipe, His voice gentle, his braids shining in the sun like two black gun barrels, sweat streaming down the side of his face. He had to be one tough son of a bitch to sit it out like this. 4 days, 4 nights, no food, no water, in a pit, roughly the same size as a grave. He told me some guys had done their fast waist deep in water, days in the water. I sat there on the edge of the mountain, lulled into a trance by the clouds pouring over the landscape, the sounds of picks slamming into the limestone of Bear Butte, holy land for pilgrims of the Red Road. I sat there on the side of the mountain, silence, clouds blowing across the land, grazing my head, my mind, my heart. In the distance, I could see Devil's Tower, and then I heard something, someone, "Come with us," they said. "Come with us, come with us." Woo! I've had all kinds of reactions, right, over the years. The funniest one was, I can't remember where it was, where everyone was like, the whole crowd was like, "What the hell is this?" And I guess it's from the 60s, right? The Beat, Greenwich Village, San Francisco. That's what they used to do. And I'm like, hey, we're in the 2000s, settle down, contemporize, man. It was so strange. I was like, I wanted to give them little symbols. That would have been hilarious.
What do we do in the 2000s?
They clap and cheer. Let's hear your coyote howl. You guys over there. You guys over there, come on. Your kids over there, come on. There we go. That just makes my heart beat a little faster, thank you. Okay, I'll read another poem, then we'll take a little intermission. Speaking of my mom, the matriarch, she's tough. She's a tough old cookie. She lived in Kamloops. We lived there since 81. And then I took off around 86, and I've been on my own since then. And I had little brothers, yada, yada, yada. So I think around 2009, she moved back to the res in Spencer's Bridge. And, toughened up even more because it's so hot in Spencer's Bridge. Now she's like a piece of like old withered beef jerky now, like the sun's baked her dry. And she goes out on the porch for her smoke. You make me sick. Oh. She's pretty tough. But like, Mom, can I get you some iced tea? Look a little dehydrated out there. Go get in the garden and get me some tomatoes. Oh, jeez. Okay, Mom. Yeah, tough as nails. She's got that whole res train too. Like when she says jump, they all like, how high? Woo. The whole res. It's like a powwow, all the time when she's around. So this one's called More Than a Monster. You poor, dirty child. Come in. Sit a while. You look tired, stressed. Come in here. Have some coffee or milk, sweets. What would you prefer? I have not seen you in such a while. You've changed so much. Has God found you? Did you know that you have become more than a boy and more than a monster? You have grown, and now you turn into a man. What did I tell you? Didn't I teach you anything? More than a monster. I'll read one about my kids. So that was after I'd come home from traveling for 5 years. I'd been to Europe, I'd been to Asia, been all over the place, and I screwed up. I ran out of money. I was hustling on the road. I was making regalia and selling it, you know, in Europe, and that's how I funded my travels. And then I ran out of regalia. I spent all my money. I had too much fun, and I was like, oh, I gotta go back to Kamloops. Ugh. So I got home on the Greyhound, and I'll never forget it, getting off the bus, picking up the old payphone. Remember those? Rotary dial, you know. Called collect because I had no money. And I'm like, hey Mom, how's it going? She's like, where the hell have you been? I haven't heard from you in 5 years. Oh, I bet you want to come over now, huh? You got a week on the couch and get the hell out. So I kind of based that poem on that wonderful meeting that first time. I was terrified. And I did. I had 1 week. And she was so mad at me, mad as a wet hen, you know, again, and clucking around her apartment. Why did you send me a postcard? And I'm like, Mom, I just needed a break from everyone and everything. So, you know, after she beat me a little bit, you know, then she was okay. You got 5 years worth of whoopings coming. I'm like, well, I don't want to spend it all at once. Okay, let's take it easy. So within a week, I had 2 jobs and I was gone. I had my own place. So we have what you call a tenuous relationship, you know? I call her once a week. I go visit once a month, chop wood, clean the garden, help her out. Luckily, my little brother is there, so she gets to yell at him more often than me. So there you go. So now I'm a dad, right? I'm the son of 2 people who went to residential school. They went to St. George's in Lytton. Horrible place. We burned it to the ground when it was closed finally. Woo-hoo. Yeah. I'll never forget, it closed in 79. 1980, we went past it, all the windows were smashed. 82, 81, we went by it again. Everything was smashed, the roof was caving in. 83 or 82, we went by, burned to the ground. I was like, yeah, boy! Strangely, the church is still there. It's so spooky. It is so, so spooky. Yeah. And they built residential schools in the middle of sacred territories for everywhere they built them. They knew what they were doing. You know, it was a statement. It wasn't just coincidence that they put residential schools in our cultural, ceremonial gathering places. This one was at the mouth of the Stein River, which is basically the center of the universe for Nlaka'pamux people, right? So that's enough of that. Now that I'm a dad, I've got 4 kids, 3 girls, 1 boy. It's okay to feel sorry for me. I love my girls, but they're all the work. Let me tell you, 2 teenagers right now. We were looking at old pictures and I had dark black hair, you know, before I started shaving it. And they're like, wow, Dad, you had no gray hair. Why do you have so much gray hair? I was like, oh my God, I left the answer in the bathroom right beside the mirror. Go take a look. They went inside and, well, there's nothing here but the mirror. And I'm like, take a look at the mirror. Yeah, that's why I have gray hair. Yeah, I love them. Amazing. They're carrying on the name. They're wonderful. One's an artist and a musician. One is a fabulous organizer. One's a lab tech at the hospital. And my son, he's a chef in Victoria. He got his red seal. And yeah, he was no problem. He was a mama's boy, so, you know, I did very little. He was, you know, hanging out with his mom. All the girls are daddy's girls, so they're 2 live with me. One's on her own now, and yeah, I'm learning a lot. You know, 2 teenage girls. So when I wrote this book, it was pretty dark. And Joanne Arnott was my editor for this book. She's a Métis author, fabulous author, amazing human being, wonderful, super lovely, great editor. She asked, when you have a book deal, you have to be flexible Because it takes a year from the time you put the book in their hand to when it comes out. It goes through a lot of hands, editing, graphic designers, yada, yada, yada. And she's like, how flexible are you on this editing process? And I'm like, yoga-esque. All right, I am yoga-esque flexible on this. She's like, all right. But then she took out a whole chapter, and I was like, no. No way. I thought you were yoga-esque. What? You cut out the spine of the book. No, you can't take this. And I was firm. I was like, no, you're not taking this. Or the book deal's off, and I already spent the money. Because you get an advance when you get a book deal, right? They pay you. So I did. I have kids, come on. Money does not last in my hands. You know, it's like, oh. I'll buy myself a taco maybe. That's about all I get out of it. So I said no. And so there was like a few tense weeks with the publisher. And I just remained solid. I'm like, no, we ain't doing it without this chapter. And it's called The Demon, you know, pretty uplifting, peppy, you know.
But you can still read it, right?
Oh yeah, it's in there.
I see, it's still happening.
Yeah, it's in here. They finally acquiesced. There's my word of the day, everyone. Say it with me. Acquiesced. One more time. Acquiesced. Let's hear you in the back. Acquiesced. They gave in to my pressure, which is an amazing thing because it's like as close as I get to exercise, you know? I'm like, I played tough. I played hardball with them. And they gave in. So they put the chapter back in the book, and I was like, oh yeah, there's a home run. And I stole base all the way home. So Joanne was like, it's a pretty dark book. You gotta put something in there to lighten it up a bit. And I'm like, well, I was in a pretty dark place. She's like, what makes you happy? And I'm like, my kids, my guitars, my friends, my family. She's like, well, write something about that. And I was really scared. I didn't want to write about my kids. It's private, it's personal. And I was like, okay, fine. So this is, you know, and it's got a twist at the end. I mean, come on, it's me, you know. It's not all sunshine and rainbows, obviously. So this is called Watching You. Watching you as you watch television fills me with joy. I could stare into your eyes for eternity. When I am not with you, I'm filled with dread, a sad longing. One part me, one part your mother. You have the whole world before you. Don't think that there are not times when I feel regret at the loss of family life for you. This was inevitable. But you carry the knowledge of those before you. I know you will not make the same mistakes, errors in judgment, tact, whatever. Despite the loss, I only wish to provide you with what I never had, a father. I will not let time come to pass between us, as it has between myself and my own father. Ho! There you go. Alright, that's it. It's been a fabulous night here on stage. I'm just kidding. We got some coffee and tea over there. I'm gonna get my cardboard out from the back and get ready for breakdancing, and then we're gonna do some music, and then do a little Q&A if you have any questions, comments, concerns. I am available for birthdays, weddings, wedding parties, bachelorette, bachelor parties, you name it. Kids parties, that's always my favorite. So thank you very much, everyone. Take 10 minutes. If you want a book, come up and talk to me in 5 minutes.